of the culture. HBCU Pulse always has you on lock. From the shade room to your favorite news feed, and now on your TV and radio. We are the number one outlet for HBCU culture. Follow HBCU Pulse on social media and visit hbcupulse.com to stay up to date on what's going on in the HBCU community.
What's going on, everybody? This is Randall Barnes, the founder of HBCU Pulse and the host of HBCU Pulse Radio, in the building for another special edition of the show on today, where we're doing our In the Spotlight series, spotlighting the authors in a new The HBCU Experience book. This one is called The HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series. We're talking about College Hill. And Ray, we talked to Ray on Thursday, and Ray told us, like, hey, we can't use College Hill, so we got to use America's first Black reality TV series. But the sauce is the same. The content is the same. You're getting exclusive. This has never happened before. It's coming out on Amazon May the 31st. So on Thursday, we talked to Ray Cunningham from College Hill, Virginia State. Today, we're talking to Rodney as well as Bianca from this DVD right here. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, I'm really like that. I'm really like that when it comes to College Hill. I got the College Hill DVD. I got season 3 and I got season 4. I always forgot to pull it out. I forgot to pull it out, last time. But you just know it's going to be around here, around my broadcasting area, all right, when we're going to really talk about what's going on with College Hill. But we're going to go on and bring Mr. Rodney Henry up. Rodney was the guy in College Hill, Virginia State. He right here in the middle, y'all. Look, he right there in the middle. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm really like that. This ain't like, oh, this is some random person that's never watched College Hill, don't know what's going on. I know what's going on. So we have to bring him on right here. He in the middle. All right, so let's go on and bring him on right now, Mr. Rodney Henry in the building. Rodney, how you doing, man?
Talk to me nice, man.
Man, I gotta talk to you nice. You in the middle of the DVD, man.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be.
Man, I feel you. But Rodney, how you doing today, man?
Man, I can't complain. Regular business, husband type of father type of stuff going on.
Man, that's goals, man. I'm trying to get like you, man.
Hey, take your time, man. You gotta make sure you're ready to do it when you do it.
Now you right. But man, like, we're here talking about the College Hill and of course the HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series. So first and foremost, how does it feel to be a part of this book, man?
I was thinking about that, man. You don't understand the impact that it has until everything settles in. And when Ray and Ashley reached out to me, I was just kind of like, this would be an awesome time to tell about our story, tell the world about our story. I know they watch this on TV, but really diving into our chapters and gaining that experience that we went through on College Hill and college, period.
I love it. So I got to tell you what I told Ray the first time I interviewed Ray. So I first interviewed Ray last year around the time that College Hill Celebrity Edition came out. And I told Ray straight up, and I've said this openly, that College Hill season 3, Virginia State, is my favorite College Hill. You feel me? That's why I got.
Man. You better mean it.
I'm saying I got season 4 too. Got to see what happened. You know what I mean? But I got season 3. It probably don't work no more because I played it too much, man. So like season 3 is my favorite season. So we're gonna really get into it, and I know what's really going on, man. So I'm gonna ask you some real questions. So first and foremost, let's really get it started. So what made you go on College Hill? Like, how did you find out about it, and how did you get on the show?
To be honest, man, I didn't want to do it. I was moving around, messing around, doing what I do, and I didn't want a lot of people in my business. And I didn't even go to an interview or nothing like that. So Tracy Edmonds called me personally, and I ain't trying to brag on that, but she called me personally. And she was just like, I'm not leaving this campus until I get an interview with you. And I was like, why are you reaching out to me? And she was like, everybody I interview, or majority of people I interview say you need to interview Rodney. He'd be a good person for it. So I went to talk to my brother, my mom's, and one of my good friends, G. And they was like, man, what we talking about, man? This BET, chance of a lifetime, go and do it and show people how to do it. So that's how it happened.
Man, so she was tracking you down?
Tracy Edmonds, man, that's a true story. Call her. That's a
Man,
fact.
I can't call. I don't got a number, man. I don't got a number. But that's crazy because it's like you were Greek. You remember of Phi Beta Sigma. So what other things were you doing on campus where like people really knew who you were and you were really like that, man?
I played ball. I played ball my whole 4 years in college. I pledged Phi Beta Sigma, the greatest fraternity on earth, in case people was doubting it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just running with a good crew of people, man. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I had a couple of my guys up there, and then we formulated an organization called The Team. And everybody was just messing with us, and I was probably like the loud one or the more boisterous one, or and I was moving around with the girls, so you know how that was, man.
Hey, man, listen. Like I talked to Ray, and Ray said you were really like that, like what we saw in the show, because when you came in, they did like, your part where they introduced you and they talked about how you were the ladies' man, how you were getting at the women, you were talking to them, all the different stuff like that. So before College Hill, like, what was it like? Because people were saying like, hey, get him on the show, interview him. So what was it like on campus for your popularity before you got on the show?
I know I got people joke me all the time saying, man, you ain't get like that till you got on TV. I said, man, I've been like this, man. This ain't nothing new, man. I said, it might have enhanced it some more, but I've been doing what I was doing, man. I always been a popular guy. I always been a people's person. I always been a person that, people love my energy and want to be around me, period. Maybe some people was confusing with cockiness, but it was just confident, man. It was just, I love myself. I love being around people, and I just love the energy that I give off, and people was loving it too, you know what I'm saying?
So
I can hoop too, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. That's important. Like hooping is really important, especially in the CIAA. You know what I'm saying? Because Virginia State was in the CIAA when you was on College Hill, so that's really important. But like when it comes to like the popularity afterwards, because I want to just fast forward to the end and then we're gonna get back to the show. So you already like that on campus, when you started the show, and then like the show happens and it goes big. It's BET's first College Hill series after Viacom bought it. So what was it like after the show aired?
After the show aired, man, it was it got all my family members hitting me that I ain't talked to and forever. My mom like, that's your aunt such and such son. I'm like, man, I don't know who them peoples is. And then we traveling around the world, we going to the BET Awards, we going to the after parties, we doing guest appearances, everything this like I said got enhanced, man. We ain't standing in the line, we walking straight to the front. We walking across after the BET Awards, and I'm saying, what's up, Snoop? He like, what's up, nephew? We had the spring bling thing, and T.I. on stage right in front of us, and you got people to the left. I was like, yo, them the cats from College Hill. Like, it was just love. I'm on the airplane, and Sierra was like, I remember you guys, I watched y'all show. It was just mad love, man. People embraced us. And it was just something that you wouldn't even imagine.
Man, I can't imagine seeing Sierra, man. She know me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, what's up, Sierra? Like, I'm really like that. Like how I am on the show. I'm like that here. What's up? You know what I'm saying? If I were you, I would have been like, I can talk for real. You know what I mean?
I kept it polite, man. I was a gentleman, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's how you got to be. That's how you got to be. But I got to ask you this. So, I'm looking at the DVD, and what I remember is the first episode where y'all were in the pool. And it literally talks about it. When I look at the box of the DVD, it says the hookups are hotter, the emotions are edgier, and the all campus chaos is crazier than ever before. Toe sucking, bikini barring, and sexy hot tub trooper there. That all happened in that one scene. They describing that one scene. So you got to tell us about the pool scene in Virginia State, College Hill, Virginia State, man.
That's why we the best College Hill to South season 3, man. All that happened in one scene, man. You know what I'm saying? It was just, everybody came over. It was a vibe. Everybody jumping in the pool, taking their clothes off. We sipping. And, once that liquor get in, you know what I'm saying? That Casamigo boost your ego. We weren't drinking Casa back then. We was drinking the Henny. But, Bianca getting in the pool. We playing Truth or Dare. People sucking people's toes. Bianca throwing her bra across the room. And Wolves was out. They was trying to get to her, man. You know how that go.
Yeah, unfortunately sometimes. But you know what I like though, and this was something I talked to Ray about how I read an article because I've been real big fan of college show. I was alive at the time, like I'm 26, but I
Okay.
was like watching like Power Rangers and like Nickelodeon around that time. Like I would channel surf and I would land on College Hill, but
Yeah.
like I didn't stay watching it because it didn't draw my interest at the time. But as I got to that college age, especially my junior year, I was just infatuated with HBCUs in the media. So I do all this research even before College Hill Celebrity Edition came on, and I saw how the first two seasons of College Hill, especially the second season, was portrayed. And then I look at at the third season, and with you all, it was a different vibe because it felt like we were going through college with you all. It didn't feel like, oh, these are co-eds just being wild. The pool scene was what it was, but at the same time, like y'all mourned, when Rosa Parks passed away. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did a community service project at the end. So like, how do you reckon with being the season that was the new BET, the Viacom BET's first season, and them seemingly trying to make it more positive? Like how did you view that as a cast member on the show that season?
It takes time when you're such like the partier and trying to have a good time and you just living that college life. And then when things get serious, when you got to give back to the less fortunate, and it kind of settles in like, people are really out here struggling, man. And what we did, we went to the not feed the homeless, but we went to prepare the food for the people, and it just was a wild kind of thing that sunk in, saying, man, you can't take life for granted, man, and the things that you do for people, do it out the kindness of your heart, man, because everybody doesn't have a food to eat every day. Everybody doesn't know where they're gonna lay their head at. So that kind of settled in, was just like, man, let me embrace this moment and really really take it for what it's worth. And then the Rosa Parks thing, I didn't get a chance to go, but I would have loved to go because I'm in college life, man. I'm gonna always keep it a buck with you. I had some work I needed to make up, and my teacher was not playing with me. And so, it kind of hurt me that I didn't get a chance to go to the Rosa Parks things for, what she did for us as black people, and just what she did for the world. So I really wanted to be there for that, but I didn't get a chance to. But my castmates told me it was an awesome time. They were shedding tears and, just embracing the moment.
So you talked about how your teacher was on you. You couldn't go to the Rosa Parks Memorial Service because you had an assignment. You know what? I totally understand because I've had those situations happen to me. So how did you balance being like a student at Virginia State and being on the show? Because you were indeed a student, so how did you balance that?
The reason why I love Virginia State is that we're more like a family, man. So you got people in your class, they don't want to see you fail. You got professors that, look at you like they're kids and they want to see you pass. So, they're going to help you out. You got to go to their office after hours. You got to email them. And then you got your friends in there too, that's kind of helping you out with the tests as well, saying, yo, this is what we got coming up. Make sure you prepare for that. And, I'm gonna always find a good time, man. I don't care if it's a Tuesday. I'm gonna find a good time to have a good time. And then basketball was my first love. So, I didn't care if I stayed up to 6 a.m. partying or studying, that was going to wake me up organically because just from my love for basketball. So that was easy.
Hey, you need to advise like the College Hill Celebrity Edition season 2 cast.
Ray J don't even think about going to class on time.
He don't, man, and we gonna talk about Celebrity Edition in a second because I gotta get your opinion as one of the OGs of the show on it, especially and honestly, especially about Orion, because I feel like Orion is like the new version of you. How I'm looking at you look at the show, and we're gonna talk about that in a second. But like, what were some challenges that you had filming? Because I know that every day couldn't have been perfect, or maybe it was. But if it wasn't, like, what were some challenges that you went through as you were filming?
Man, always try to view the positive out of stuff, man. So, I can sit here and tell you the cameras was in my face too much, or I was mic'd up too much, man. But that comes with the territory, man. I didn't have no bad moments up there, man. It was all a once in a lifetime thing that I was excited to do and I embraced. I never had a moment where I was just like, yo, I'm getting tired of this. You know what I'm saying? Because I never weigh in on the negative too much. I'm always look towards the positive. So, I was having fun, man. That was just college to me, man. It was never a time I was just like, I was just kind of like, what we doing next, baby? Let's get it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, y'all was really outside. Y'all will always get like just doing something. And I think that was the part that's endearing for me, is that like I said, it felt like college. And I think that, me not seeing those first 2 seasons because I was too young to see them, and then, me seeing season 4 and that being my second favorite season. Of course, there's only like 4 that were at colleges, but like, season 4, my second favorite season is like, even with that season, they were going to class, but that was more so of a clash of cultures where they're coming from LA and they're going to Virgin Islands. But this, I was like, every episode, I was there in class with you. Like I was there in the house with you. We were on campus with you. Yeah. So like,
you was in there when the teachers ain't want to let some of us in class. You came there late. And that's real college, man. You got to wake up and get to class on time. You got some teachers don't play that. You got to stand up when they walk in class. When a lady walk into class, you got to stand up. Dr. Bay, you got to take your hat off. You
got to stand up,
bro. Dr. Bay, and when a female walked in the classroom, all the gentlemen had to stand up. He taught you more than books, man. He taught you more how to be a man. And I always respected him for that. Even my younger brother that ended up going to Virginia State after me, he got attached to Dr. Bay too, just because just some of his tactics and skills that he believed in life.
Hey, that makes sense. I mean, standing up. Every how many women in your class? Was it every woman? They walk in.
Listen, if you were sitting in the class before the young lady got in class, you was standing your hind parts up. He ain't play that. He'll look at you like you had 2 heads.
What?
Yes, sir. Dr. Bay, ask about him.
I might ask about. Is he still there?
Official Tish, he might have retired. He was getting kind of old. I want to say his father might have passed while he was getting sick, but he might have retired. But great professor, man, great.
I can imagine that's very much different. I got to ask this. I think I know the answer. He was a black male professor, wasn't he? He was a man.
Absolutely.
I already could tell that's very old school.
Well kept together too, man.
Would he wear suits and sweater vests?
Suits, sweater vests, blazers.
Like was he Bill Cosby?
Penny loafers. Yeah,
was he Cliff Huxtable? Like what? That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like he was Cliff Huxtable. Like what in the world? Like, but not. Like I feel it. And you just said that your brother went to the VSU after you. So like, what was that like for him? To be that next generation from you after you were on College Hill.
Man, to know my brother, to understand my brother, you got to know him, man. My brother totally different from me. He don't want the crowd. He wanted to go to school, play football. He didn't even tell people he was my brother sometimes. He just wanted his own identity. And I respect him for that. He never wanted to be in my shadow. He always wanted to have his own lane. And I'm still to this day, he's like that. I mean, you'd be like, you Rodney, brother? He'd be like, who asking? Wow.
Wow.
But he'll be like, yeah, that's my brother. He'd do anything for me, but he just kind of always liked his own lane. He wasn't big on crowds.
That makes sense. And a lot of folks that go to the same school as their siblings, like they feel that way, like they want to, make their own way, and it's quite crazy because I talked to in the last book, like because the last book is about Grambling. I talked to Eddie Robinson's great grandson. He basically said the same thing like that as your brother, like where it's like, hey, like I'm Eddie Robinson's great grandson, but I don't want people to know, but people will find out, but I don't, I'm like, hey, calm down. So I feel like that's something interesting, that we see when it comes to siblings that go to the same school. But I want to ask you about your growth because, you're real cool. Like you had the wave, you had the women, you had the popularity, but one thing that I don't think we talk about when it comes to College Hill is the fact that in college you grow. And you were even under a larger microscope within that college experience. So under that microscope, how did you grow as Rodney the man?
So, it's all about the people that you hang around, you know what I'm saying? So my best friend went to Virginia State with me as well. And then one of my other closest friends named G and Ish went there as well. And so just kind of keeping everybody, on the same page and in order. And if I stepped out of line, they'll let me know, man, you bullshitting, man. That ain't cool what you doing. And I also had a team of brothers that we made an organization called a team, the Elite Ascending Male, where we stood on that. We wanted to, show people how it was to be the elite ascending male at a university. But all in the same, I'm still in college. I'm still moving around, and I'm still the life of the party. But growing up and getting older, I had my kid. I had my firstborn when I was 25, and my father wasn't in my life. So my step pops raised me, and I didn't want my son to never go a day without knowing where his dad was at. So that kind of made me grow up faster. Me and his mom, we bought a house. We tried to do the adult thing, the parent thing real fast. And I wasn't ready for it yet, man. I wasn't ready for it yet. So I can't sit here and tell you that was my immediate change. It was that I know I needed to take care of my son. And so me and his mother, we stayed together about 5 years, and we ended up parting ways. And, McDonald's came into the picture. I had a mentor named Al Harris, because my mother was an owner already. And he said that, I don't know what you're doing, man. He said, if you're going to do this college hill thing, you're going to be on TV, you're going to be an entertainer, go do it. You know what I'm saying? But, you have this thing in front of you that you can really take advantage of and set up you and your family in the future. So I eventually got into the next generation program, where you got to go through all the department heads. You have to run a store for a year, supervise a store, dual stores for a year. And then you got to go through the process of them interviewing you to be an owner operator. So once that stuff started happening, I knew I had to get serious, because I'm representing the brand of McDonald's, and it's such a big brand. And, I eventually became an owner operator back in 2012. And so just that, and just wanting more for myself, knowing that what I'm doing now is not going to make my bank account comfortable, and it's not going to make me be able to take care of my son the way I want to take care of my son. So those kind of things, pull me this way and pull me back that way. But having those solid friends around me to let them know where I want to be at, where and direction that I'm going in, and I ain't had to look too far out my house either. My mom, she got her GED from School of Hard Knocks. My mom didn't go to college, and she came up to be an owner operator. And then my older brother, he has this big construction company, Team Henry, and he's tearing down all the statues and stuff in Virginia. So always have somebody to look up to and keep me in line, and always have somebody to show me, if this is where you want to go, this what you need to watch. So that's what kind of always helped me out and kept me in line, and kept me on the path of always wanting to get better and growing.
Man, like, your family gets the bag. That's what I'm hearing. Your family getting that money.
Man, we just got God in our corner, and we just try to stay steady. We have our ups and downs like any business, but God ain't bring you here to leave you here. He gonna get you through it, and if you stay consistent with it, you're gonna always find your way out of that hole.
I love it. That's real. And how I look at it is that, like, you have a great rationality of the experience of where you've been, and even that time on College Hill and what that became. So I want to ask you this before we get to talking about, the newer seasons. Is there anything that you would have done differently on College Hill? Like, even in that filming process, even something that we didn't see on camera? Like, is there something that or even some things that you would have done differently?
My mom got mad at me about that Deidre scene. When Deidre came over to my bed and got into my bed and stuff like that. My mom ain't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? It was cool for the boys. I got mad props and high fives, and I see what you're doing and stuff like that. But I ain't want my moms to see that. And I was talking to my son's mother. We were just in our dating, talking phase and stuff like that. And I ain't want them to see stuff like that, and her moms and her dad seeing stuff like that. So anything I could take back would be that. But in the same sense, it was what it was, baby. That's rock star for you. You know what I'm saying?
It really was. Like, that's one of the parts that like I really like when I think about that season. It comes to mind because y'all were going at it. Like y'all were going back and forth, then that happens. So like, were y'all really like going back and forth? Like, were y'all really like beefing, or was it just like, oh man, that's how we do?
No, it was the fake flirting. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, as you're around somebody for so long, you become attracted to them. You know, you like the way they move and how they act, and you know, your hormones is jumping. You're a youngin', you know what I'm saying? So that friendship grew into more and more and more instead of the little friendly flirting and all that BS that you see, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of like, where Deidre at? Oh, I want to see Deidre there. Deidre, you looking all right today, baby. Stop playing with me, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, no, I hear you. I hear you. So, like I said, I really got to ask about the Orion thing. I got to ask for that before you go. You know what I'm saying? Because I, like I said, I feel like that's coming, but I gotta ask you this. Like, what do you feel about the legacy of College Hill? Like, how do you summarize it? It's almost been 20 years since your season aired, you know? So how do you summarize the impact and legacy of College Hill up to this point?
You know, still 20 years later, man, I just moved to South Carolina maybe 2 years ago, me and my wife. People out here, I want you that cat on College Hill. And so it's just worldwide, man. College Hill, Virginia State introduced Rodney Henry to the world and my other castmates. And it put us in a situation that we could have took advantage of some things. And it put us in other situations where we can get some extra money on the side too. But also, you know, you always talk about you want to be on TV, and then it finally comes, and then you just like, damn, we really was on national TV on BET. That was crazy. That was insane. And then for you to watch the BET Awards on TV, and then now you sitting in the stands at the BET Awards or watching Ja Rule or whoever it was that year, and then you at the after party and Suge Knight there, and you dancing on girls, and you get Suge Knight the head nod, and he just give you the head nod back, and y'all go back to dancing and stuff like that. But you know, the legacy of College Hill, man, it has so much potential. I think that, you know, what we're doing right now, bringing this book out, you know, it is letting our fans know how we're doing. And because we got fans that still attached to us, I feel like BET can do a little bit more like MTV does, digging back into their castmates, because you just never know what can come from that. And we still have a fan base that wants to know how we're doing, what you're doing, and so forth like that. So, you know, the experience was awesome. I feel like we have a lot of potential coming down the pipeline, and what they're doing with the Celebrity College Hill, you know, is awesome, man. You really getting to see the celebrities experience that college experience while also experiencing that roommate experience, because it's one thing to experience the college experience, but it's another thing to have that roommate experience. Y'all arguing, y'all fussing, y'all fighting, stuff ain't clean. Somebody's gonna become attractive to somebody. You know, the sex scenes, it happens, you know what I'm saying? It just happens. So I like the direction they're going. Let's keep going, and let's do even more.
So I got to ask you this, just my natural inclination to follow up. So you said that you want BET to do almost like what MTV is doing. And like, Absolutely. You know, you see the Real World cast, we've seen them reunite. Even like every season of Love and Hip Hop, there's a reunion show. Same thing with the Real Housewives, you know? So like, is that what you want from BET? Like, what would you want for BET to do for College Hill to really bring up the old cast?
You know, that's still to be determined. You know, you can get so creative with it, but I would love for, you know, for them to bring us back into some form or fashion, because like I said, we still have a fan base. We still have people out there that love us. You know, we still look good. We're keeping ourselves together. Our face still belong on the tube. You know what I'm saying? But I just would love for us to interact with what they're doing now and what we did in the past.
Hey, I love that. So real quick before we go, all right? So
you got College, man. You saying real quick, man.
I feel you. So let me. I'm gonna ask you two questions about college. I'm gonna ask you a broad question. Then we gotta talk about Orion, because Orion, the ladies, man, too. So how do you feel about College Hill Celebrity Edition this season? With 3 episodes in, 4th episode coming out tomorrow. Like, how are you feeling about this season thus far?
You know, I was excited, man, especially for them to come out with the 2nd season. I like Amber Rose. I like New York. I like what's your guy name that dress up as a girl sometime? Quay
Rogers.
You know, Ray J is he's a clown, so you gotta have him around. And then you got Shumpert out there as well, and then the young lady too. So I feel like it's a good blend. And if I left somebody out, I apologize. But I feel like it's a good blend of castmates. But watching the first couple episodes, I was like, this shit about to get sticky. You know what I'm saying? The first show. Oh, and Joseline, the what she call herself?
The Puerto Rican princess. Puerto Rican princess, yeah.
He came in there ready to fight already. I said, sheesh. I thought like on Love and Hip Hop, she be acting, but that's really her personality. She do not play.
She really like that.
He came in there, fist balled up, iron throwing. I said, damn, she wanted to let Shorty back in the room. Ray had to call a house meeting. I said, man, if they don't get this together, I don't know they're gonna be able to finish the season. Sheesh.
Well, according to what we see, I guess some folks didn't, but you know, that's left that's left to be determined. That's left to be determined. We're gonna get to the bottom of it on HBCU Post. I'm doing them recaps. But Orion, so you know, we're looking at the preview, right? Yep. And you know, we see that Orion got that swag. He from that generation. You from that generation too, where y'all was like that early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? That swag. You know what I'm saying? So like, we look at that 2nd episode. They on the yard, and New York sort of feeling away. First episode, she say something. 2nd episode, she say something. Then I think we see her run like a bath for Orion. So as a ladies man that was a part of the College Hill franchise, how are you feeling about Orion and possibly New York and how he's moving? How you feel about that?
I feel like, you know, first and foremost, I seen New York shooting her shot a mile away. She was throwing little hints there. I said, damn, you feeling your feelings out, ain't you? And then she shot her shot, looked like ran that man at bathwater. He closing the door. I mean, he got to move accordingly, man. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to move too early and X yourself out with somebody else. So you got to move accordingly, man. Don't be too fast to rush into something. You see the shit that happened with me and D was at the end of the season. I was filling out my feelings, you know what I'm saying? I can't let you put your claims on me already, baby. I got to act accordingly. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the rules.
And to be out of New York breaking rules too, because New York had a powerful scene where they're in the civil rights course, and she said she has a white fiance, and she gets ashamed to look at him when injustice happens. So it seems like she looks at him crazy every day. Like, because injustice happen all the time to black folks. You know what I'm saying? So she might as well break up and get with Orion at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you gotta relax with that statement. That's wild right there.
So it was wild to you too, it wasn't just me.
That's out of control, my boy.
Because I'm like, man, let me ask you. So, like, for you, if your fiance said that on a TV show, how would you feel? Because I'd be like, hey, what fiance? We not together. Like, I'd be like, you done.
First and foremost, anybody attached to me will never move like that. They know better. Hey, what? Man, they mess around when he have my number no more. What?
They be blocking on all social media. I'm telling you.
I don't need blocking. You just can't get in contact with me no more talking like that. You know better than that.
Like, man, like when I saw that, I'm like, New York ain't gonna have, she gonna be single by the time this come out. And I think she might know that New York's something else. New York from y'all's reality TV generation. She was very much so different.
Her fiance might be a burger though. She might run a relationship. So
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? She wearing the pants. She say stuff like that all the time, and don't nothing happen. Not me, Slim. Not me.
Hey, listen. Hey, just know, like I feel that. Like I really feel that. I'm not black men built differently. I just gonna say that we built a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we a little bit different. But man, it was amazing talking to you, man. Like it's crazy talking to you because I'm such a big fan of season 3. Like I said, that's my favorite season. So it's just crazy, to see this book and there's all the stuff that you have going on, man. I'm super excited to read the book. So before we go, let's talk about that. So what is your chapter about in the HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series?
A little snippet, man. You gotta buy the book, you know what I'm saying?
Of course.
It just goes through my experience in college hill, man, my experience in college, some things that I took very seriously, and just my advice to the up and coming kids of thinking about going to college. And I'm saying you should definitely go to college. College was, the best time of my life besides me having my kids. The relationships and the bonds that I built in college, it's unforgettable. I got relationships I built in college that we got businesses together now. I got relationships I built in college that, brought me my firstborn. It's just unexplainable the type of things that you can learn from college and what you can take from you, because that moment in college is you kind of learning yourself. How do you grow? What things you should do? Should I try that? Should I not try that? Should I hang around this person? Should I not hang around this person? Should I sleep in or should I go to class? You don't have your mom or your pop around to, do these things for you. So it's kind of like that independence that you need. And I tell everybody, man, you should try college. College may not be for everybody, but I had the time of my life, and so just give people a little bit, of that inside of that, and just the positives of college overall, and me being a father as well, and me being a husband. I got married 2 years ago, and I has had my second born, and just some of the things that how I handled that, and how I address being a father and stuff like that.
Man, I love it. So the HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series, releasing May the 31st. Man, we excited to see your chapter, man. We might need to.
Man, you where you based out of?
So I'm in Georgia, man, in Byron, Georgia.
Let me tell you something nice, man.
What's up?
Man, my people, I went to Virginia State where we started a company. It's called a Silent Majority. Mm-hmm. We throw a cookout every year. We do one in New York, we do one in Atlanta, and we do one in DC.
Okay.
We're doing a book release July 8th in Atlanta at the Guardian Works in Atlanta. Come through, I'll put you on a list. And this summer is an event that you will not want to miss, man. So pull up on me, bring a friend, tell a friend. It's in Atlanta, it's in your city.
Okay.
So pull up, man. It's gonna be a good time, man. Ashley gonna be in the back. We got a little booth set up for her, and she's gonna be selling the books, and I'll sign some. People want me to sign some, so it'd be a nice event and a good place for you to pull up to, man.
Man, listen, y'all really like that, man. Like y'all doing it up. Like y'all coordinate y'all own book launches, all this different stuff, man. We love to see it. So, man, I might pull up to that, man.
I ain't no Mike. Pull up, man.
I'm gonna see what I can do.
Invite,
okay.
Man. Pull up.
All right. We gonna
send me your IG. I'll put you +1. You got all access, baby.
Hey, let's do it. But man, listen, it was great talking to you, man. Before we go, let everyone know where they can find you on social media and what you got coming up.
Yeah, man. I keep it basic, man. I was Rockstar versus Rod back in the day. I got a little older. Just Facts. _Rodney Henry _ man. It ain't hard to find me, man. And I got the Dear Summer Barbecue coming up. The first one is in New York, June 24th. Hold on, man. You messing me up. I think it's just June 24th. Atlanta is July 8th. And DC is August the 26th. August the 26th. So Atlanta is going to be at Coney Island New York is going to be at Coney Island Art Wall. Atlanta is going to be at the Guardian Works, and DC is going to be at the Bullpen. So
Hey,
pull up, man. Tell a
hey,
friend. We got some artists gonna be performing. It's about 3,500 people in New York, 3,500 in DC, and it's about 1,500 in Atlanta. So it's a good time, man.
hey, man, listen, we love to hear it, man. Rodney, I appreciate you for coming on, man.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you something, man. Always protect your energy.
Most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Take care of your health. And when you're struggling, always to ask God to hold your hand and lead you in the right direction, man.
Hey, listen, always, man. Listen, man, you preacher too, man. You a preacher too. Listen, we love to
Man, it's
see it,
all
man.
God work, man. It's all God work.
Most definitely, man. But Rodney, thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. Listen, we rolling. So listen, we already got Bianca in the building, and I want to just show this because I'm really like that. All right, you see what we got here? We got the DVD. All right, and she's right there. All right, Rodney right here. She right there. All right there. So listen, College Hill, Virginia State, favorite season. So we about to bring on Bianca in the building. Bianca, how you doing?
Hey, how are you guys doing? How are you?
You see, I got a DVD. I'm amazing. I got a DVD.
I can't believe you have an actual DVD of it.
I got season 4 and season 3, but season 3 my favorite though. You feel me? So I'm super excited
about DVDs.
Hey, listen, I bought this. So I bought this when I was back at Fort Valley State University, my HBCU. I'm super in love with media, and I love HBCU media, and it's not a lot of it. So I'm like, man, season 1 and season 2 ain't around, and at the time BET Plus didn't exist. So I'm like, I really want to see College Hill. So I ordered DVD, and I'm like, man, I don't regret it. And now I'm talking to you right now. So how are you doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing great. I'm doing really, really good. I can't complain, and I have a lot of thanks to give to God because I've been blessed. I've been very blessed.
I can tell because you're in the book, The HBC Experience, America's first Black reality TV series, the first time that anyone has done this, you in the book. So how does it feel to be a part of this book, and especially the first edition about College Hill?
It's very overwhelming. It's overwhelming in the sense of, man, we were on air almost 20 years ago. And this was at a time where all we had Facebook, MySpace. So the presence of social media and how big people can get via social media didn't really exist back then. So for people to still remember us, for people to say, hey, we want to see what you guys are doing now. When they have the celebrity version that's out now, it's overwhelming. It's heartwarming. It means that we left our mark on people, and that's really cool.
Yeah, you were one of my favorite characters for real. I'm not even lying. You one of my favorite characters. Like every scene, you stole it. Every scene. You know what I mean? So you really was like my favorite character for real. So I gotta know how did you get on College Hill? And you see, I'm being so for real. You were like my favorite character. You right here. I watched this DVD. It probably don't work no more. I watched it so much. So how did you get on College Hill? So we know that there were auditions. And for some folks, and Rodney talked about it, and Ray talked about it, they didn't really even audition. People said, "Hey, talk to this person, talk to that person." So, what was your journey to getting on College Hill season 3?
I was just trying to be in college. I got to school in a different way than most people do. Most people leave high school and they go right into college. I didn't have that luxury. So for me to be 21 starting school, where most people are 18 starting school, it was already different. I was there to learn. So basically, I didn't want to try out. I heard about it. I didn't really know what College Hill was. But I heard that they were doing auditions. I wasn't interested. So I would go to the library. I had a car on campus. So at the end of the night, when I finished studying, my friends got out of their auditions, I would take them home. So I guess a couple of rounds towards the end of the rounds of auditions that they had, I got a phone call. And they were like, hey, so we were wondering if you wanted to audition for College Hill. And I was like, I'm not here to be on TV. I'm here to get a college education. Like, I have a different set of circumstances. I have nobody helping me out. I can't deviate from the plan. But the issue was I was like virtually homeless. So I didn't have anywhere to stay. So I told my friends about the phone call, because I'm like, first of all, who gave you my number? Oh, we got it from someone. Because, you know, that's the first question you got to ask when you get an unknown number. How did you get my number? So, and I was so serious about that back in the day, because I didn't even really talk to my dad a lot. And when someone would give him my number, I'd be like, Jose, why are you on my line? Who gave you this number? So if I'm willing to do it to my dad, you know, I really don't care how I'm going to talk to somebody else. So I deliberated it, and then I decided, yeah, I cannot afford to live and be in school. So the best option was for me to at least get through my first semester by having a place to live. So I tried out. I didn't think I was going to make it. I tried out, and everybody had like these facades on. And I'm looking around, and it's kind of irritating. And they were like, someone asked me like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm just not willing to pretend to be someone who I'm not. Like, I'm me. I'm not putting on a facade. I'm not going to play around and pretend that I'm bigger than I am. Like, this is just not what I'm about to do. So if that's what you guys want to do, that's fine, but you can count me out on that. And then they showed up at my classroom. I was extremely shocked. They showed up on my classroom. I didn't know what to expect. So it was really interesting. And then I didn't find out until later on that Rodney and Ray, a few of the others, had gotten selected in the same manner. Apparently later on, I guess they had some kind of video that we saw like way after we wrapped up production and stuff. And I was walking down the street, and somebody honked at me, and I like turned around, and Firecracker Bianca decided that she was going to use some choice words to ask them why the blank they were honking at me. So I assumed that by that time, like, I was like, oh, you guys knew I had a little bit of fire in me. So that's probably why they had selected me.
Wow, like I wasn't expecting this story. And I think this part of the story that's amazing to me is the fact that, like, it seemed like College Hill was perfect. It was divine for you. Like, it was that divine type of timing, you know?
In my life right now, I've had so many things that prove that God is real. He has masterfully crafted a journey for me that hasn't been easy. And not everybody's journey is easy, you know, but he crafted a journey which I was able to help a lot of people. I was able to learn from a lot of people. I was able to fellowship with a lot of people. I was able to see the world. So, yes, every single step in my journey has been handcrafted by God. And nobody can tell me other. Offline, we could sit and talk like specific, like goosebumps stories about how I know he's crafted this life for me. But yeah, it was divine. You know, I needed a place to stay. A place to stay was provided. Like, I need a little bit of extra cash in my pocket. Cash in my pocket was provided. I needed some food to eat. I knew they weren't about to let us go hungry. I'm not gonna look on TV 7 college students or 6 college students going hungry. That's just bad for TV. So
that wouldn't be good for BET. Like BET ain't feeding their cast members. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like listen, Al Sharpton would have loved to heard that. You know, all the protests that was going on at that time, they would have been like, "What? You not feeding them?" Like, it would have been. I would have been out there 10 years old. You better feed them. You know? Yes. So how did you approach the house then? You know, so you have this story where, you know, it was divine timing, and like this was the right moment for you because of everything that was going on, and the show was going on, you're filming. So how did you approach it with that story?
So I grew up rooted in God, but I strayed away from him various times. Back in that time, you couldn't have told me that anything that was happening in my life was divine. So back in that time, everything was like a knee-jerk reaction. Like, this is the situation. All right, make a decision and go. And that was my life. I didn't have time to, a lot of times I didn't have time to sit or wait on other opportunities and stuff. So going into College Hill, I was like, well, these people are going to like me or they're going to hate me or they're going to be indifferent. And guess what? There were people that loved me. There were people that absolutely hated me. And there were people that were indifferent, you know? So, at the end of the day, I just wanted to go in. I'm a prankster. I always have been a prankster. I'll show you.
Oh.
Just so that everybody knows that some things have not even really changed. I literally have Nerf guns in my house. And I live with my cousins, and we literally engage in battles very frequently, and anybody who comes to our house at any time can get it. So just in case anybody was like, oh, she's not really a prankster, she was just doing that for the clout. Nah, honey, this is the real me.
Hey, I love it. You got it right next to you just in case. I love how I was. Oh, you want to come in? No, you got it just in case.
I stay, and my aim is with precision.
Oh, okay. Now listen. Hey, listen. Like long range. Hey, don't play with me. Don't play with me. Because I love how you like. Hold on, wait. This right here. You know exactly where it's at. Like it's right here. Just in case y'all think it's sweet. I'm doing this interview. No, I love it. I love it. So you said you were a prankster. I'm getting so much just from each question that I'm asking. So like you were a prankster. That's really you. So like, how do you think you were portrayed on the show? Like, do you look back and say, you know what, that was me, but maybe that was too much? Or you think, you know what, I did that and that's me? Like how do you think you were portrayed on the show?
So they wanted to portray me, in my opinion, as kind of like the sex kitten of the show. Someone who's sexy, exotic because I'm Puerto Rican. And cool, fine. I play into that. But what a lot of people don't know is that I was dumped. Like right as I was moving to school. And then in my very first semester at this new school that I just moved into with none of my friends around, I got on this TV show, so there were so many big changes that happened almost simultaneously. Was I too big at times? Yes, absolutely. Could I have toned things down? Yeah. A lot of things were also taken out of context. For instance, like the food fight and the me stealing Will's Ninja Turtle. I took it, but I didn't understand. I didn't know like the sentimental value behind it. I knew his father had given it to him, but we all have tons of things that our parents have given us. I just didn't know like it had to do with his father and his father passing and stuff like that. And since then we've, Will and I have always had like this big brother sister relationship. So we love to fight with each other publicly and then we'll make up, but since then we've made up and everything was fine with that. But I just feel like they did try to portray me in a light that wasn't 100% really how I was. I didn't, I think I played into it a lot as well. There was a scene with the jacuzzi that a lot of people remember, and they like to use that as their claim of that's who I am. However, what a lot of people don't realize is the timing between everything was not as quickly as it was portrayed on TV. Not only that, it looks like, hey, I just romper room, took it off and threw it up in the air and I'm just like chilling, like with the tatas hanging out. Well, no tatas hanging out. And the reason why it took me so long to get my top back was because I wasn't willing to get out the jacuzzi without my top on to get my top back. So, I don't think that, and then, people are going to talk and you give them stuff to talk about, So I think that they took a lot of things out of context. If more people would have known that, hey, I had just gotten dumped and I was heartbroken. It was a guy that I was with for like 4 years or something like that. I don't think that they would have had the same impression if they really would have known. And you get a little editing magic going on in there where they chop and screw things, and I don't think that I would have looked as bad. But I mean, in the end of the day, what I know and what I see when I watch it is someone who is extremely hurt. I had a lot of past trauma that and I was just crying for help, really, just crying for help. And then to have come from that, and I've gotten a lot of therapy. I'm very proactive, and I believe in therapy. Especially, I grew up. My mother is she has mental illness, so it's always been difficult. One of the things that I learned is, as a child, when you grow up in an environment where you have parents that have mental illness, the child doesn't always get the same mental illness, but they learn how to deal with their life's problems in the same manner. So just because kid doesn't have to be bipolar or schizophrenic, but they're still learning those behaviors, and those behaviors can be they can be relearned. You can relearn how to live and how to deal with things. So when I look back, that's really what I see. I see a kid who is extremely brave, extremely hurt, who didn't really know how to navigate. I didn't have the same support system that anybody else in our cast had. So I mean, it is what it is, but I don't think I was portrayed as a bad person. I just think that people just took what they wanted from it and just ran with their own narrative.
Hey, that makes sense. And that's a really rational way to look at the reality TV experience, because like they are painting a character. They are basically writing a character that they think would be, the most compelling, to be on TV. And I think that you hit on something that was interesting. Yeah. And I think you hit on something interesting about just the level of like growth and what you were going through. So like, how did you grow in the spotlight? Because I know that it wasn't like it was a live show. Like you recorded it, it came on months later, but like, how did you grow with those cameras on you, with the attention, with the eyes on you? Like, what was that growth experience like during the show?
I developed an anxiety disorder. To be honest, that's what happened. It was really difficult to go out after, because you never knew who was coming at you. You never knew whether someone was coming at you because you were cool, or you didn't know if they were coming at you because they wanted to give you a piece of their mind. It baffles me. Like, yes, I lived my life on TV, but at the end of the day, me living my life on TV for whatever reasons I deemed those to be necessary, it really doesn't give you any right to have any, like, your opinion is mute, and it's taken me this long to realize, like, hey, they can have their opinion. I just don't have to care about their opinion, so now when people, oh, I feel like you could have done this differently. Well, that's great. Next time when you're walking in my shoes, let me know how you do it.
Hey, listen, you gotta tell them folks that. Like, listen, you gotta talk, because a lot of folks, like, we don't be on TV, but they got a lot of opinions about how we are. And I'm not on TV, and then they want to talk like what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So you got courage for telling them that. Like, man, listen.
I let people know all the time, if you want an accurate depiction of who I am, talk to my dad, talk to my sister, talk to my best friends, talk to the men that I've dated in my life, because 9 times out of 10, everyone has something positive to say about me. Everybody has a story on how I try to affect someone's life in a positive way. So for the people who just want to be haters and stuff, I'm just like, that's cool. That's your lane. Everyone has a role to play. You're just a hater. That's cool. Like, I don't know. Like,
hey, listen, everybody got a role, and their role is limited. You know what I'm saying? One episode, you gone. I'm here for the whole series. All right. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them know. You know what I'm saying? You got to let them know.
That's 20 years ago, and here we are 20 years later, still talking about the same stuff.
And then who's talking about them? Nobody talking about them. We don't know where they at. You know what I'm saying? Like listen, like they got left back on MySpace, man. We're not worried about them. We on AI now. You feel me? Like, listen, we out here. So let me ask you this then. So, you said that like the perception of you on the show wasn't necessarily who you are. And I think that when it comes to reality TV, when a lot of folks look at reality TV, especially honestly in the Black community, we look at it as, hey, this is entertainment, but at the same time, is this the best depiction of HBCUs? This is the best depiction of our community. So like, how do you think the show in this season really tackled college life? Because for me, like when I look at this season, I didn't see season 1 or season 2, but I saw season 4. I didn't really watch Interns or the other ones, but I watched season 3 and season 4. And I feel as if this is the most realistic depiction of college out of all of them that I've seen. So for you, like, how do you think the show handled college?
I would agree. I would say that our season, everyone who participated in our season, they were authentically themselves for the most part. On top of that, they got to show us doing what we do as college students, you know, like sometimes we were sleeping in, sometimes we were missing work, as I did, you know, sometimes we were partying, you know, they had scenes where we were studying and we were working together to do PSAs and stuff like that. So I think that while I believe that they could have done more to show more of the campus life of kids in college, I do think that they did as good a job as they could have done at that time to make it entertaining and to bring light to HBCUs. Let's not get it twisted. All the fun that we had and how whatever light people want to say that they portrayed people of color or the HBCUs, our shows increased the volume of students applying to school, thinking about going to school, applying for school, being accepted into school, and actually going to school, you know, and not just on an HBCU level, you know, it was across all colleges. You know, people wanted to go to college because of us. You know, the real world didn't have anything like BT didn't have anything like that. You know, so I think that we really paved the way. And could people have wanted things to be a little bit different, a little more school focused? Yeah, but at the same time, they had to get ratings. You know, so it's kind of like a double-edged sword. And it's a multifaceted issue. I would like to see more seasons. I would like to see the seasons doing more projects, you know, like more like group projects where they dive into history of like the schools and stuff like that. Because I think a lot of the HBCUs have very rich history, you know, that not many people outside of those HBCUs really know about. And it would be good for, you know, the world as a whole, or even just the United States, for people to know more about that. So I do think that there's room for growth. I don't think that I don't think that they did everything they could have done. But I think given the circumstances, I don't think that they did a bad job.
Yeah, and like I said, especially this season, because to me, out of all of the seasons, this was the one that really felt like college. It really felt like I was on campus with y'all, like during homecoming with the football game, during the basketball game, like when you were in class and they went to get you, like I really was there. And as someone that was in college, I was watching it. I'm like, I really feel as if I'm a part of this and this is the experience. Yeah. Because HBCUs are about school, because this is something they talked about with the choir, like, oh, there's not enough classwork. Like HBCUs are about school. We get our education, but there is an off-campus component. There is an organizational component. There is a campus life component that happens that to me makes our experience at HBCUs different. But I gotta ask you about this, since we're talking about how the original College Hill was. So how are you feeling about College Hill Celebrity Edition?
So I'll admit that I have seen the first episode of this new season. I like to stream my shows like in a weekend. I'm like a avid streamer. I'll put it in the background when I'm working, and I'll just stream a whole season within a couple of days. So I haven't had a chance to actually watch the entire season or what they've released so far. But it's interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. So that first episode. So in that first episode, they move in. You got Jocelyn, she locking folks out. You got New York, who, like I said, New York was on reality TV when y'all were on reality TV. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, how are you feeling like just seeing all of that and all the stuff that went on that first episode?
They were on reality TV like a good 5 years after us. I don't think it was specifically around the same time. I think a few years had passed before that. But they've got a lot going on. I think it's good that you've got celebrities that want to go back and get certificates, and graduate and get certificates in something. I don't feel like it's a true depiction of college life, though. Yeah. It could be a true depiction of college life for someone who is famous, and that's fine. But like us as college students, like we struggle to pay the rent. We struggle to find something to eat. Like a lot of times you'll have a group of friends and like, say you don't have today, like my friend would be like, oh, well, just come over, we're cooking, or, the next time we went out, like someone else would get the tab or I would get the tab, So, I mean, college students who are in college the organic way, they have a lot more challenges. And they have a lot more challenges. Like you look at me and Audrina, when we left the College Hill house, we were homeless. They had to let us stay there for until they finished breaking everything down, and so we could find a place to live. And we ended up being roommates and living together. The celebrities, they don't have to worry about those things. They can afford to sleep in, when you don't have anybody paying for your schooling, and when what you're going to do for the rest of your life depends on that paper that you're going to walk out with, and the knowledge that you're walking out with. You're not going to be missing school. I mean, people do miss school, but not on that level, So, I mean, I think that it has good things to offer. I think it's good that celebrities want to get interested in going back to college, particularly HBCUs. I think that it's great for exposure. I think HBCUs need that exposure. They need more money. So I think that it's really good. I just don't think that it reaches the normal demographic, the regular demographic for the College Hill series, which was actual students in college, being them, trying to navigate living with people for the first time, probably trying to navigate making it to their class on time, getting sick, trying to do their extracurricular activities and stuff like that. So I just think that it's different. And I'm glad that they dubbed it as a spinoff for that reason. But I'm hoping that they'll get back into the business of bringing real college students, and, because it's like cool. Like you look at our season, like I never thought that I would have done as much as I've done with my life. Like, let's be honest. I never even thought that I was going to finish my bachelor's degree, and I did that. I got a certificate. I got a pilot's license. I turned around. I got an MBA. I got a graduate certificate in analytics. I've traveled the world and stuff. I never expected any of that from my life. And I think that these are the stories that you're like, wow, like that person went to college, and you know what? That avenue didn't work out for her at that time. And look at how many detours and how many turns I had to do. But at the end of the day, I got a degree. I got a good job. I'm able to take care of myself. I don't want for nothing. I could be a beacon of light for other people. I can help other people. So I think when they get back into the business of, just getting the real college kids in there, then they'll start to get even more people interested in going to school.
I love that answer. And the thing about it is that I thought about it. So I do recaps of College Hill Celebrity Edition, and I said this in my latest recap.
I think I said a few of your recaps from this season.
You saw it?
I think I did, yeah.
Oh, now I feel big now. I feel big time. Like, they always think I'm Bianca from the DVD. All right, watching my recaps. Oh, wait a minute. I'm getting somewhere. Wait a minute now. Like I'm going to make it catch that in. All right. You just see this season, my recap's real good this season. You need to watch one of this season.
I'm gonna go watch all your.
The ones for this season, I'm going in like Ray J. Ray J might not like me. You know what I'm saying? like Ray J might, and everything I'm saying is truthful because I'm like, come on, you're not gonna play with HBCUs like that. You know what I'm saying? So
I really hope Ray J graduates this time. Like, I really hope he does. Like, it seems like he wants to, and I don't think anybody would, or not many people would go back for punishment for a second time. You know, like, I say punishment because, shoot, being in college feels like a punishment. I don't know.
Sometimes it does, yeah.
I cried my whole entire MBA program, I cried. Every day. Well, it was also because I wasn't allowing myself to get anything less than a 4.0. So I literally just cried every day. It was horrible. So for him to want to put himself back through that punishment, I feel like he really wants. So I want it for Ray J. I really want Ray J to get his certificate.
But he's not acting like it. Like he left like so quick. Like he left, and then it's like he playing around with it. It just like it doesn't seem like he really wants it. You know what I mean? And for me, I know enough about how TV works, and I feel like he's not gonna come back and not graduate. I'm not saying they gave it to him, but I'm like, if he's coming back, he gonna goof off, but he's going to graduate. You know what I'm saying? I can't say the same thing about Jocelyn, okay? Jocelyn, I can't say the same thing about her. You know what I'm saying?
Her off?
I gotta ask you that. You more plugged in than me, but I mean, listen, like
all about the Puerto Rican power, but I'm like, I just feel like a lot of energy. She has a lot of energy.
She has a lot of it.
I wouldn't cross her. I just wouldn't want that kind of friction. But I mean, I think that a lot of people take some things too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Just in life in general. I used to be a hothead. And then I got a lot of counseling. I learned that that's not the light that I wanted other people to see me in. I learned that I could affect change in people if I learned how to be a firecracker when I needed to and not just all the time.
Yeah. And I think that is what Jocelyn needs to learn, because I don't know, because I can't tell you if she got kicked off or not, because she said she got kicked off. I got the video. You know what I'm saying?
Got kicked off.
Oh, you want to see the video? Hold on,
we'll up the video.
Let's cue the video.
I just want you to understand. I just want you to be happy. When upon me thinking it's sweet, I'm gonna tag that ass. And every time, hey, wait. Now I'm not. Every time I see you, I'm gonna tag that ass. That's totally okay. I love it. Y'all go download College Hill Celebrity Edition. Shout out to Tracy. We love Tracy. Shout out to everybody that helped us put that together. Tracy. That helped me stay focused. Yes, it was a really great production.
Huh?
I think I should get a chance to go back next year, only because of the situation that happened, and I didn't get to my full potential. I was really close, but guidance are going to listen. Guidance are going to hate, and Puerto Rican princesses are going to get the check. You understand me?
She says she coming back. So if she coming back, that means you got to leave. So I feel like I thought she left, but the only thing I'm like, you know what? They could be pranking us because they seem like they be pranking. So it could be like her and Amber might have got into it, but it's like, listen, like we gonna prank the viewer to make them think I got kicked off. So you never know, because the College Hill producers are that good.
I thought that her and Amber were friends. I thought that they were cool.
I thought that too. We all thought that.
Crickets, man.
We all thought that, like if you watched it, because I don't want to spoil it. You say you only watch one episode. You gonna see what happened.
I'm all about Puerto Ricans getting on the show because it's a bad rap, anyways. People don't even know what we are, but I do like. I genuinely like. I hope that everybody that is selected for the cast, like I hope that they get a fair opportunity to be on the show and to, get out and get an education, get their certificate that they're going for. I think that it's important. It's important to show people that at any age in your life, at any period in your life, no matter how successful you are, you can go back and learn something. Learning is so vital. Growth is so vital, because the moment that you stop learning, that's when you stop growing, you know?
Exactly.
So, like, I really hope that, like, I hope they didn't kick her off. Like, I had just seen a few of the snippets, but that was a lot. I hope they didn't kick her off, but I hope that she can kind of calm down and understand that sometimes it's not a bad thing to say, hey, we don't agree. Let's let bygones be bygones and let's just go about our way, or let's cool it right now. We all have high temperatures right now, so let's just cool out for a little bit. I don't know. I just, I hope that they didn't kick her out, and I hope that she does get to finish, because it does seem like the snippet showed. It seemed like she really wanted to get a certificate.
Yeah, and it seemed like, in what I was seeing outside of the dog thing and a lot of the other stuff, her locking Parker out of the room, it seemed as if she was very engaged in class. It seemed like she really wanted to be there. She wanted to learn about what was going on. So for me, I'm not the reality TV show watcher. Like I'm the sports guy. I watch a lot of news. I'm more into politics now because I'm getting older. You know what I'm saying? I'm 26, but I'm still getting older. I'm different than what I was when I was 25. You know what I'm saying? I was 25, but 26. Like I done grew up a little bit. So I never was the reality TV show watcher. So for me seeing the drama, I'm more so empathetic to a point of like, I want to see Jocelyn finish, because this isn't Love and Hip Hop. So if she actually did fight Amber, everything that she did, how she atoned for all the different things that she did to start, like now that just went by the wayside. You know what I mean? So, and then especially when, you get into the intricacies of Amber and how like the cast interacts with her. You know what I mean? And then you see how Jocelyn then interacts with her. Then it gets to the point where now it's not funny. Now it's more so concerning, because how do you get that close to a person, then do that? Then talk like how she did in that video. Like, how do you do that? That is something else. We're gonna pray for her. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
I mean, I always think that prayer is best when you're in a situation of heavy conflict. Meditation and prayer, I think, is the best for that. You never want to say a harsh word that can't be taken back. You don't know what someone is willing to do with that information. And we live in a time there where mental health is really at the forefront of things. So I think that everyone has a social responsibility to be conscious of the things that they say and they do in relation to other people, because we're in this world together. So we have some kind of social responsibility, to not do and say things that would make somebody, potentially want to go and hurt themselves.
Man, listen, with that, I agree with that 1,000%. I endorse Bianca for president. Okay. Like, we love it. Like, listen, that's what we do. We just all come together, man. I love to see it. So let's talk about, before we go, let's talk about your chapter in the HBCU Experience, America's First Black Reality TV Series, because like, you've just told me a lot. And like, I always say that I'm excited to, read someone's chapter, but now I'm very excited because you told me stuff that we never would have known had we not heard this interview, and even if we didn't read the book. So tell me about what your chapter is about in the book.
So my chapter is about grit and perseverance. It's about understanding that no matter what happens to you, it was probably a part of the plan. Or you deviated from the plan and it took you a little bit more time to get back to the plan, but everything happens for a reason. And that thinking outside of the box can get you extremely far. I did not have a typical life from childhood until now. After I finished school, the book talks about how after I finished school, what happened to me, how I got a chance to finally get my degrees because I didn't graduate. I had to leave school. It talks about the people that were a light for me, and that being part of the reason why I like to be a light for other people. Like I truly believe that God put us in here in this world to be a beacon of light for other people. So my story isn't just my story. It's not just for me. My story is to help other people who might be facing similar challenges. So I always want to be a beacon of light for everyone else because I've had some very powerful people that have been a beacon of light in my life. And my book is basically just how I navigated, how I was able to wear a new hat. I've worked in logistics, HR, aviation. I've worked in defense contracting. I worked in oil and gas. Now I work for the Navy. I've literally done all these things, but instead of cowering at the first sight of, a roadblock or a speed bump or a detour, I just picked up my britches and was like, okay, all right, this way is blocked off. So we've got this way and this way. We're going to have to make a quick decision and we're going to go with it. Always just make a decision. People who fail to make decisions, they will never go anywhere. If you make the wrong decision, you can run into a roadblock and you can learn and then you can keep going, but if you never make a decision, you're always going to be stuck. So my chapter is really about how I was able to continue to crawl and continue to walk when my shoes were all ready and I had no soles on them and my feet are bleeding. I just kept on walking. And it's just basically about, you have the power to say that you're going to do something and complete it. There was a dream. I had a dream when I was a little girl that I was going to go to college. I didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew I was going to graduate. It didn't happen in the time frame that I wanted it to. It didn't even, when I got the opportunity, I wasn't even able to graduate, but it happened because I didn't give up on it. I kept working towards it. And every time a door closed in my face, I went to another door and was like, God, you trying to open this one? So I allowed God to lead my movements. I allowed him to, I learned that if I was facing a decision and the decision felt uneasy, then it wasn't the right decision. The decisions that felt easy in my heart and in my soul and in my spirit, those were the right decisions. Those were the doors that I walked through that led me to bigger and better things. So that's really all my book is about. I really hope that kids understand that college is amazing. College is fun. It's not for everyone. You can give it a try, but if you know ahead of time that it's not for you, that's fine. There are certificate programs. My mom used to tell me, if you're going to do anything, be the best at it. So if you want to be a basket weaving, she used to say, baby, I will support you being a basket weaver, but you better be the best GD basket weaver that they have out there, So go out, get a certificate in something that you love to do, something that you're passionate about. That's what's important. Keep moving forward, keep growing, keep using self-reflection to change things about yourself, because this notion of that's just how I am, you can choose to be different, so that's what I really hope that people get out of it, is that I saw something about myself. I saw many things I wanted to change and I worked to change them. I never stopped looking for solutions. I never stopped, trying to find my way on my path. And I just want other people to do the same thing.
I love it. Like, man, like I gotta listen. Like I don't know what page like your chapter is on, but first chapter I'm reading. Tell you what, first chapter I'm reading. Man, I need to be inspired. So after the first chapter I read, Bianca, you did that now. You did that now, Bianca. But listen, like this was an amazing conversation. Like I'm gonna be watching this tonight. I want to let you know that I'm gonna be watching this tonight. All right, I might watch it on BT Plus.
I come into family dinner and my family just casually has it because the family has literally purchased it.
On Amazon.
seen again. And my dad's like, you're the best reality person I've ever seen. And I'm like, shut up. You don't even watch reality TV.
But that means something, Nick, because you're the only one. You feel me? That means something. Like, so that means he watched it for you. So listen, I love it. So before we go to everyone where they can find you on social media.
So on social media, Instagram, I'm Flyaway Little Bird, and that's Lil, not Little. It's a double entendre. I have a pilot's license, so I can fly away, but sometimes I just don't like people in my face, so I'd be like, fly away, bird. I'm clowning. On my Instagram page, you'll find a link for some products. It's called maconda.co. My dad makes CBD products, and I am 100% supporting his products. They have facial creams that have helped. Have shown, we've done all the research, and they heal plastic surgery. They help heal plastic surgery recovery time in about half of the time. It's also, they have sports creams for to prevent chafing when you're running or when you're cycling. And they've got some emulsions to calm your body down and to help heal and repair after you've been working out. So I keep giving him my ideas. He keeps putting them into play. So we've kind of been tag teaming that. Within the next year, I plan on writing a book that I'm going to be writing just by myself. And it's basically about growing up in a family that has mental health issues, and how life is for the children, and basically how you can work to be a better person and how you can work to avoid some of the pitfalls that I fell into. Getting the word out there is key. Making sure kids understand and know that there are other ways to be and live, even within their current situation. So that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. Other than that, I'm pretty private. I just hang out with my friends, my family. I'm hoping my sister gives me some nieces and nephews and working my job that I love. So
I love it. I love it. Listen, this was an amazing conversation, and we're going to tap in with your chapter of the HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series, coming out May the 31st on Amazon. And we're going to check out your other book too. It's going to be coming out real soon. It's going to be coming out.
I'll let you know.
Hey, listen, let us know, because I'm definitely going to check that out, and I'm going to purchase it just like I purchased this DVD on Amazon. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to click it. Like, it's going to Prime, it's going to come.
I'd send you a copy personally.
I will. You got to sign it too. You got to sign it too.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. But Bianca, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. You
No
have
problem.
been such a blessing for me today.
Thank you. You've been a blessing for me too.
All righty. You have a great night.
You too. All right, y'all. Listen, man. You see why season 3 my favorite season? You see why? This is why season 3 my favorite season. Like, you know what I'm saying? So cool. Like, just like, and really just real life, man. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? So listen, the HBCU Experience, America's first Black reality TV series edition, is coming out on May the 31st. So make sure to tap in with it. I'm going to get my copy. Listen, so, and also you can get your copy of it. Like I said, I got it right here. You know what I'm saying? Like I got it right. I got both DVDs right there. So make sure, to go tap in. I believe that both these seasons, both season 3 and season 4, are on BET Plus. So make sure to go tap in with that as well. And we're interviewing Willie Mack on Tuesday. So season 4, Willie Mack, we're going to be talking to him, and we're going to be making it happen. But outside of that, thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to run the trailer one more time, so make sure to tap in with it.